Thanks for coming out, guys. It's been just an awesome weekend to meet so many fans, and I've had a blast. So, my first TFcon, excited to be here. So, yeah, just to give you a little background on me, I've been doing voice acting since 2014. I got into it, I kind of had an interesting background. I, as a kid, was always an actor, did stage acting and improvisational acting, and then I also worked in radio for a number of years. And those two kind of things kind of came together and gave me, I feel like, some good experience behind the microphone and familiar with the technology, and also being able to act. So it's just been a blast. I started a lot of my stuff really doing more commercial and narration, and I still to this day do a lot of that. I narrate a show on Discovery Channel called Dino Hunters, which has been just a blast to work on. I'm doing more and more character work, and it's an absolute dream come true. I grew up, like many of you, watching cartoons in the 80s and 90s, and I was raised by TV, so it's like a second father to me or something. But so I describe it as I get to play for a living, which you can't beat that, right? So I absolutely love it. I'm fortunate in that also over the last 10 to 20 years, things have changed with technology, and so I'm able to do it. I'm based in Kansas City, and so I do a lot of my work from there. Now, prior to the pandemic, I did spend a lot of time in Los Angeles, and probably will be going back and spending more time here as things have started to open back up again. But the technology is such, and the pandemic kind of forced that too, that you have to have a home studio to work in voiceover. You really do. You have to have high quality gear. You have to have a good setup, and I'm fortunate enough to have that at home as far as a home studio. And so, yeah, I do 90% of my work from my home studio now. Yeah, that just gives you a little background about kind of how I got started. But I'd love to answer your questions about War for Cybertron specifically, and anything else about voice acting. Please feel free to ask away.
If you have questions, just please light up to the mic and feel free to ask away.
And by the way, those of you that were here for the script reading yesterday, good for you guys. That was awesome. That was so cool. It was mentioned then, but the bravery just to get up and read in front of a full room like this. I mean, I don't even have to do this very often. I mean, I'm recording in a padded room. I like to say I record voices in a padded room all day by myself. So, how's it going?
Hi, my name is David. So you say you started voice acting in 2014. How was it for you approaching a character that is already decades old that you didn't specifically originate? What was that like for you?
It was a challenge as an actor, right? So I've been telling this to people all weekend, but you've got Richard Newman, who did an amazing job. He's a legend on Beast Wars, and I wanted to do my best to honor that. But I also wanted to bring my own personality as an actor to it. I like to say, I cannot be Richard. Richard is Richard. Andy is Andy. And so, yes, I wanted to honor the character and try to do the best that I could to embody that, but also bring my own personality to it. So it was a balance, and it was a challenge. And I was up for the challenge. I liked it, and I hope the fans appreciated it. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
It's an easy question.
What's your name?
My name's Joaquin, and did you voice Rhinox in the new Beast Wars?
So I voiced him in War for Cybertron Kingdom on Netflix. So the stuff that just came out in the last year or two.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
So a lot of creative type people, they talk about like their first experience where they realized that they could like make it in this sort of industry, where they realized that this is what I could do for my whole life, like an actor in a high school play thinking this is my passion in life. What was your experience that got you really thinking about doing voice acting for a living?
So it goes back to being a kid. I was that crazy kid that was always mimicking Mel Blanc's voices on Bugs Bunny, and I grew up with guys like Peter Cullen, and I just always was mimicking those things. I actually did like to get in front of my parents' camcorder and perform commercials as a kid and do stuff like that too. So it was always just kind of a passion. I was always, talking in voices and really enjoyed it. Got in trouble in school quite a bit for trying to be the class clown a little bit. For me, the first time I got started in radio when I was still a teenager, and I remember I was on a morning show, and I was an intern on a morning show, and they asked me to start doing character stuff, which is what I always wanted to do. And so I remember doing my first character that people thought was pretty good, and I don't think I can do it anymore because my voice has changed so much, but I used to be able to do a pretty doggone good Jar Jar Binks, which is just an annoying character. I know, but let's see. I'll try just for you guys. Let's see if I can do this. My voice is much deeper now, but
Mr. Jar Jar Binks, what's he used to doing, Annie?
there you go. Never been hired for that one, but that was one of the first things I remember recording on the radio and having fun with. So,
Thank you for your time.
you bet.